Hi, I'm Brianna Escobar, and in this video I'll be discussing my Tableau project. So first we're going to start off is the data. So I'll show you the data. Here we have a list of, the data compromises a list of bikes that are being purchased around the country of the United States. It is explaining where the cities are, the profits, and the regions and the sales of each bike that is being purchased and sold. So basically, to get a better understanding of the sales and the profits in the country, I decided to make a bar graph for my first worksheet. As you can see, I have all the states listed above and the different bikes categorized from each state, and it is measured against the sales. So as we scroll through, we can see that there is a suspected outlier, which is California. California is making the most amount of profits and sales out of the whole country. So I decided to look further into this to see what was driving these sales and profits and what can possibly I can recommend to drive more sales around the country. So in my second worksheet, I decided to take a look at California. As you can see, I am measuring the sales and the profits of each city in California, and you can see that Los Angeles is actually making the most amount of profits in road bikes. And you can also see that up north is where there's not a lot of profits or sales of each bike. So just seeing that there is a dense area of profits being made in more of the southern coast of California, I decided to look further into this data. So I decided to keep the map and add a layer on the map such as streets and highways because I wanted to see if this affected any of the sales. We can see that the roads and the highway systems, most intersections are occurring in Los Angeles. And we can also see that Los Angeles is the most populated city in the state, which can also further drive these profits. So looking at these profits, I wanted to further evaluate what was the most popular in California. So now that we know that the streets and the highway systems are an important factor in driving these sales, I wanted to also look at the time period of when these sales are occurring. So as you can see in this graph, we are measuring the sales by year and department. So each department is measured on the y-axis as well as the profits, and on the x-axis we have the years and the months of the sales being purchased. So as you can see, if we kind of look at the patterns, we can see that during every March and like February and May, you can see there's an increase in the purchasing of each bike. And this happens every year. Here it shows it in April 2016, March 2017, and March 2018. We can deduce from these results that the purchasing of consumer behavior is affected by the months of the year, hence the seasons. So after winter, many people would go and purchase bikes because the roads are safe from snow and they are more secure. Hence, springtime, more active extracurricular activities. From these results, I also wanted to look at the California sales by each city each year. As you can see, we can go through each city and see how they compare to other years as well as other cities. You can also notice a trend that road bikes are very popular in every city of the state. And triathlon bikes are not popular. So, in my dashboard, I wanted to compare the cities against the profits in each year. So this is my interactive dashboard, and you can if you click on a city in this map, it can go right to, how do I go down? It can go right to calculating the profits that is made, the highest profit that is made in the department of the city. And you can go to Costa Mesa. So as you can see, Costa Mesa had a lot of profits in mountain bikes in 2015. And Sanitas had a lot of profit in mountain bikes. So some of these don't show any other departments because their sales weren't valued enough or relevant to the data because it's so small. So just understanding my story, I wanted to further analyze the data of bike sales in the country. It started with California, which I noticed was an outlier against all the other states of the country. And I wanted to further see where in California these sales were taking place, which we noticed were in the most populated cities, which is Los Angeles. Then we looked at the highway and the street system of the California, which shows that this does affect the sales and profits of these purchases of bikes, because since there are more roads, more people would want to ride bikes to save money, to go on extracurricular activities, and spend time with family. We can also go up, and we see that each department affected, the time of the year affected the sales of each bike department, showing the springtime was very popular among each year. Then we can look at the cities once again, showing what was popular in each year, in each city of the month of the bikes. As you can see, road bikes are the most popular in the state, which includes which maximizes all the profits. And you can see triathlon bikes don't make the lowest profits. So a recommendation to basically increase sales for the rest of the bike departments, like triathlon bikes and mountain bikes, is to maybe make more events for triathlons and make more family events for families to purchase bikes to go together and spend quality time with one another. The reason why triathlon bikes and mountain bikes weren't as popular as road bikes were because California does not have a lot of steepness. Therefore, mountain bikes are not really required, and triathlon bikes are not really intended for relaxation or fun activities with the families. Therefore, it feels uncomfortable to ride, so it's why families don't buy triathlon bikes, or people do not buy triathlon bikes unless they are going on a long journey to race in marathons. Throughout this project, I was able to evaluate that Los Angeles is the most populated city, and this also affected the profits and the sales in the state. And we also noticed by layering the intersections of roads and highways, we can see that more road bikes were popular and purchased in these cities where there was more intersections of roads and highways. We also noticed by observing in the bar graph, we can see that sales peaked every March in each year in every department, suggesting that springtime is the optimal time to purchase bikes because it is directly after winter where the roads and streets are safe once again, and the cold weather is no longer. And so this showed that mountain bikes were the most popular, road bikes were the most popular out of triathlon bikes and mountain bikes. So to conclude, my recommendations to increase profits in the other departments is to once again to state to include a better variety of bikes, possibly. The reason being road bikes profits are so high is because it is needed to travel. So California is not too elevated or steep, therefore mountain bikes are not the optimal bike choice. And triathlon bikes are used in races geared towards high endurance, which gives the bikes a stiffer and tighter feel to consumers, which pushes demand down initially. So consequently, both bikes are difficult to use for an easy, relaxed ride, unlike the way road bikes provide. So another possibility of increasing profits is to create more triathlon races and events for the people of the state. This will encourage people to participate and purchase bikes from the other departments. So basically, my conclusions is I learned where bike sales were most prominent in the country of the United States, which was in California. I was able to learn in Tableau how to make bar graphs and analyze data and use maps to deduct information and further evaluate any outliers that I suspected. Tableau allowed me to dissect my data using various visual representations provided by the software with great ease, and I will definitely be using this miraculous tool later in my career. Thank you.